Have you ever walked into a room and felt all eyes land on you, like gravity shifted in your direction? Do strangers lock eyes with you in public, at the store, on the street, in a waiting room, and you wonder, why are they staring at me? It's not your clothes, it's not something on your face. It's something deeper, something they can't name, but you feel it, you know it. Chosen one, this message has found you at the perfect moment. You didn't stumble here by accident. This is divine alignment. What I'm about to reveal will shift how you see yourself and how you understand the world's reaction to you, because when you are chosen, when your spirit carries a higher frequency, the world notices. Whether people know it or not, they feel your energy. Some are drawn to it, others are disturbed by it. But they all react. And one of the most common reactions, they stare. This isn't just random. This isn't coincidence. There is a spiritual reason why strangers keep staring at you. And in this video, I'm going to break it all down, spiritually, energetically, and even psychologically. You're going to finally understand what you've been sensing all along. You are different. You are seen. And you are chosen. Drop a 777 or 333 in the comments if you've ever felt this shift in a room the moment you walk in. Let your fellow chosen ones know you're here. This is your tribe. Subscribe now and tap the bell icon, because this is only the beginning. Share this message with another chosen one, someone else who needs to hear the truth. They're out there waiting. And this message may be the very thing that wakes them up. Understanding the chosen one. Energy. Chosen one, before we dive into why strangers can't stop staring at you, we must first understand what you carry, because this isn't just about being different. It's not about popularity, looks, or even talent. It's deeper than that. It's energetic. It's spiritual. You were marked long before you entered this physical world. Your energy didn't just come alive when you were born. It was already powerful in the unseen realm. And now, that same energy radiates through you wherever you go. People can't always explain it. They just feel something when you walk in. The air shifts, the atmosphere changes. You bring an energy that demands awareness, even in silence. You don't have to say a word, and yet your presence speaks volumes. Why? Because your spirit is ancient. You've walked through lifetimes of growth, pain, spiritual awakening, and divine refinement. Your soul has carried wisdom through timelines, and even if your mind doesn't remember all of it, your energy does. Your aura holds light. And light, chosen one, can never enter a room without being noticed. Now, here's what most people don't realize. The world is filled with people who are spiritually asleep. They walk around disconnected from their soul, numb to the presence of the divine. But when someone like you shows up, someone whose light is on, it disturbs the norm. Your very existence challenges their unconscious state. And so they stare, not because they consciously know why, but because their spirit is reacting to yours. Your energy is not average. You've probably noticed that people often open up to you without knowing why. They tell you secrets. They ask you for advice. They feel drawn to you. That's not coincidence. That's because your aura carries healing frequency. You don't just exist, you emit. You emit truth, clarity, presence, and divine authority. That's why, even when you feel unsure of yourself, others look at you like you hold answers. It's because you do. Even when you're quiet, your energy speaks loudly. And let's talk about presence. Your presence is not just physical, it's spiritual weight. It's the way you carry yourself even in stillness. You don't shrink. You don't try to hide. Even when you attempt to blend in, you somehow still stand out. That's not something you chose. It's something you were born with. Your light is encoded in your DNA. You've been marked by the Creator to walk a path that's different from the masses. A path that carries influence, revelation, and divine power. Most people chase attention. They dress to be seen. They speak to be noticed. But you exist to be felt. That's the difference. You don't have to chase attention because your soul already commands it. Your energy speaks before your body does, before your voice is heard. Your vibration is already being read by everyone around you, consciously or not. This is why you've probably felt out of place in many environments, like you don't fit in even when you try. That's because you were never made to blend. You were made to stand apart, to disturb systems, to awaken people's consciousness just by being who you are. And that energy, that chosen frequency, is rare. When something rare enters the room, it always draws attention. Let's also touch on something important: spiritual favor. The chosen ones are often anointed in ways that can't be explained. Doors open for you that others fight for. People may be envious of you and not even understand why. They just feel something about you that they don't have, and that can turn into silent admiration or silent resentment. Both will come with stares. Some people stare because they love your energy. Others stare because your presence exposes their insecurities. Either way, don't take it personal. Take it as confirmation. You are not just walking around as a person. You are a spiritual signal, a walking activation, a divine mirror. When people see you, they don't just see your face. They see what they could be, what they fear, or what they've been missing. You activate thoughts in people's minds without speaking. You provoke self-reflection in others without even knowing it. That's how powerful your presence is. That's why they can't look away. Even children and animals often respond strongly to chosen ones. A baby might stare at you in fascination or begin smiling uncontrollably. A dog may act protective or become extremely calm in your presence. That's because spiritual energy is pure, and those who are still close to the spirit realm, like children and animals, can sense the purity of your soul clearly. You're not invisible in the spirit realm. You shine, you radiate, and you might not always feel radiant. You've had your share of pain. You've walked through fires. You've been misunderstood, isolated, rejected, and underestimated, but all of that wasn't punishment. It was preparation. The pressure created the glow, and now your spirit carries the evidence of survival, strength, and supernatural wisdom. That's what people are really staring at. It's not about your hairstyle. It's not about your clothes. It's about what you've been through and become, and how that energy now radiates from you like a silent alarm to the world. So don't let the stares confuse you. They're not just about curiosity. They're a spiritual reaction to your spiritual power. The stares are proof that your energy is loud, even when your voice is soft. You were never meant to be unseen. You are a chosen one. And now that you understand your energy, everything else is going to make perfect sense. The spiritual reasons strangers stare at you. Now that you understand the kind of energy you carry as a chosen one, we need to go even deeper into the spiritual reasons why strangers stare at you. This goes beyond personality or appearance. It's not about being attractive or looking different. No, this is about the unseen realm. It's about the vibrations, the frequencies, the divine codes that live in your spirit and radiate from you without you even trying. Let's start with the most important truth. Your light exposes darkness. That's right. You walk into a room and things shift, not because of what you say, but because of what your spirit does. Your presence carries spiritual fire, And when that fire enters a space filled with spiritual coldness, it disrupts. People feel uncomfortable. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because their spirit senses something pure, something real, something awakened, and it confronts everything in them that's been asleep, numb, or broken. You see, most people live in spiritual darkness. Not evil necessarily, but unconsciousness. They're disconnected from who they truly are. But when someone walks in who carries consciousness, divine awareness, and alignment, it stirs the atmosphere. It shakes the spiritual sleep out of people, and that's what you do. Just by being, you stir souls. That's why they stare. That's why some people freeze up or act strangely around you. Their spirit is reacting, and not every spirit is comfortable in the presence of light. Some people are carrying hidden pain, hidden shame, hidden bitterness. And when they look at you, your energy is like a mirror. You reflect back to them what they're trying to avoid. That's why some stares feel cold. That's why certain people look at you like they've seen a ghost, because your presence has exposed what they thought was buried. But that's not the only reason people stare. Some stare because your spirit reminds them of something. There's a spiritual familiarity in you that many don't understand. They may not remember you with their mind, but their spirit remembers. Their soul remembers crossing paths with you, perhaps in another lifetime, another realm, or a spiritual dream. And now, in the physical world, they meet you again, and it triggers something. That stare isn't confusion, it's spiritual memory surfacing. It's the soul trying to remember what the mind has forgotten. Chosen ones often carry reincarnated energy. You've been here before. You've walked through different lifetimes. You've fought spiritual battles, and your aura carries that memory, that warrior's imprint. People don't realize it, but they can feel that. That's why the elderly sometimes look at you and just nod, or why strangers say things like, "You have an old soul," or "You seem so familiar." That's spiritual memory, not coincidence. And then there's the angelic presence. Chosen ones are often protected by higher beings, angels, ancestors, divine guides. You are not walking alone. Even when you feel isolated, even when no one understands you, you're spiritually surrounded. And those with open spiritual senses can feel it. Some people stare at you because they're sensing something beyond you. They're feeling the presence of divine guardians walking with you. They might not see wings or hear voices, but they feel something unusual. Your aura doesn't just carry your energy, it carries the backing of heaven. Some stares come from the spirit of envy. Let's not pretend otherwise. When you are chosen, when you're walking in authenticity and purpose, you will always stir up envy in those who are not. There are people walking around with wounded egos, competitive spirits, and jealousy rooted deep inside. And when they look at you, they see someone who doesn't even try, yet radiates effortlessly. That's when the envious stares come. They look at you and wonder, why does that person get attention? Why do they stand out without even speaking? But what they don't know is what you've been through to carry that energy. People stare because your energy doesn't beg, it commands. Not from a place of arrogance, but from alignment. And people who are out of alignment will always react to someone who is in it. You become a walking reminder of the truth they've been avoiding. That's why your presence is uncomfortable for some. It's not personal, it's spiritual. There's another reason too. One many chosen ones overlook. When you were chosen, you were marked, spiritually marked. Your destiny was written into your energetic field. It's not just something you know, it's something others sense. That mark cannot be erased. It's like a beacon. Even the spirits of others can recognize it. That's why sometimes people are drawn to you without knowing why. You're a magnet, not for attention, but for destiny. And that magnet pulls on people's subconscious mind, waking up thoughts and feelings they didn't know they had. This is why certain people just sit and watch you. They don't even realize they're staring. Their soul is searching yours. They're trying to figure out what makes you different, why you feel powerful without saying a word, why you seem at peace while the world is in chaos. They stare because your stillness speaks, because your presence demands respect, because your energy tells the truth even when you're silent. And here's something else to remember. The higher your vibration, the more visible you are in the spiritual realm. You might think you're walking into a room like everyone else, but spiritually, it's like a spotlight just turned on. You are seen by more than human eyes. You are seen by spirits, by energy fields, by subconscious minds. And not all of them are friendly. This is why spiritual protection is so important. You need to guard your energy, pray over your space, and command your light. You don't just carry light, you represent it. And because of that, you will always be stared at. The world is desperate for authenticity, desperate for truth, desperate for reminders of the divine, and you, chosen one, are that reminder. You are a living, breathing representation of what's possible when someone aligns with purpose, truth, and divinity. This is why you must never shrink. Don't downplay your power just because others don't understand it. Let them stare. Let them wonder. Let them be confused, inspired, triggered, or awakened. That's not your burden. Your only task is to keep walking in your truth. Keep showing up. Keep radiating. Because whether they admit it or not, whether they love you or hate you, they feel you. And they will never forget the moment your spirit entered the room. Chosen one, this is what it means to be marked, to be remembered, to be recognized by the unseen. So, the next time someone stares at you, don't flinch, don't question, just smile. Because their spirit just saw something real, and in a world full of fakes, that alone makes you unforgettable. The psychological and physical reasons behind the stares. Chosen one, now that we've covered the spiritual reasons behind why strangers stare at you, let's bring things down to the physical plane for a moment. Because while your energy and light are felt deeply in the spiritual realm, those vibrations also show up in visible, psychological, and even physical ways. Your aura speaks before you do, yes, but so does your body, your mindset, and the way you carry yourself. Let's begin with the way you hold yourself. Most people walk around in survival mode, eyes down, shoulders slumped, avoiding attention. But you? Even when you're not trying, you move differently. There's a calmness to your presence, a stillness that radiates strength. You may not even be aware of it, but your posture, your eye contact, your silence, it all sends a message of confidence, a message of power, and psychologically, that's rare. In today's world, where so many people are stuck in anxiety and insecurity, someone who walks in calm and grounded energy stands out immediately. It draws attention. People stare because your stillness makes them feel seen. Your peace makes them question their own chaos. Without saying a word, you become a mirror to their inner world. And humans are naturally drawn to what they don't understand or can't fully explain. Your presence also speaks of authenticity. And in a society obsessed with trends, filters, and fakeness, someone who is simply real becomes magnetic. You don't need to perform or pretend. You don't need validation. And that psychologically disarms people. Most individuals walk around looking for approval, but you walk around already knowing who you are. That difference creates curiosity. People stare because they're trying to figure out what you know that they don't. They're trying to decode the secret confidence in your eyes, the unshaken energy in your steps. There's something else. Your ability to maintain eye contact. You may have noticed this. Most people avoid eye contact. They look away quickly. But you You meet their gaze, not to challenge them, but because your soul is awake.